Layher. More possibilities. The scaffolding system. Innovation, top quality and profitability. That's what Layher has represented for more than 60 years. Clients appreciate the longevity of the products, which is assured by first-class workmanship using top-quality materials. Layher rolling towers and ladders are unbeatably economical, easy to handle and safe, even at great heights. Rolling towers from Layher. A few components that fit universally and can be used individually. All parts are made of aluminium, making them easy to assemble and handle. Not least, the high stability of Layher rolling towers is trustworthy. That ensures safety, essential for concentration when working. The EU directives to improve occupational safety have prompted the drafting of many regulations by the member states. These laws and regulations ensure more legal safety, but also entail a greater degree of responsibility by the users of rolling towers too. They're obligated to detect and evaluate risks as part of a risk assessment process and to derive suitable safety measures from this. To cope with these requirements, Layher offers three alternatives. For collective protection, the new Layher Safety Structure P2 or the Layher Advanced Guardrail. For individual protection, assembly with PFPE. Layher recommends the new safety structure P2. The assembly principle is ingeniously simple. The top rear guardrails are fitted before moving up to the next level to provide an advancing side protection. The assembly results in an optimum distance of 2 meters between the decks. The individual work steps are shown using the example of a Layher UniStandard P2 rolling tower. Assembly starts when the casters are inserted into the mobile beams. Once the wing screws at the spindle nuts have been tightened, the casters are safeguarded against dropping out. Perpendicular alignment is achieved using the threaded spindles. Now the ladder frames are attached. Two variants are possible here. Depending on the required working height, at the first level, 1 meter high ladder frames or 2 meter high ladder frames are used. This allows any working height up to 13.6 meters to be reached. In the example, the working height required is 6.5 meters. So, for the first level, 1 meter high ladder frames are used. After they've been secured with spring clips, assembly is continued using 2 meter ladder frames. After the first ladder frame is fitted, the second one is positioned with the Uni assembly hook. Then, 2 rear guardrails are attached to the topmost rungs. Now the ladder frame can be fitted. Then the first deck is inserted at the 8th rung. Safeguarded by the 2 rear guardrails, ascent and assembly of the next ladder frames can start. Here too, only 1 ladder frame is fitted at first, while the second one is positioned with the assembly hook in such a way that the next rear guardrails can be fitted. Finally, the toe boards are fitted on the work platform. Dismantling is in the reverse order. Removal of the toe boards and of the middle rear guardrails. And removal of the deck from the level underneath it. To do so, the red snap-on claws are simply undone and the deck is laid on the rung. Now the claws on the opposite side can be undone too and the deck lifted out. To dismantle the topmost rear guardrails, first a ladder frame is lifted out just as is done during assembly and fixed in place using the Uni assembly hook in such a way that the rear guardrails can be removed. One rear guardrail is now used to open the snap-on claws of the topmost rear guardrails. The remaining levels are also removed in precisely the same sequence. The second example shows the assembly of the UniStandard P2 rolling tower with a working height of 7.5 meters. Assembly of the first level starts here with 2-meter high ladder frames. After attachment of the first ladder frame, the second one is positioned but not yet fitted. Then the 2 rear guardrails are attached to the topmost rungs. Now the ladder frame can be fitted. The top rear guardrails then assume the function of collective side protection at the next level. Now 2 diagonal braces are fitted and the first deck is inserted at the 4th rung. Once safeguarded, further assembly can be continued in the same way as described in the first example. In the case of assembly with stabilizers, the ladder frames are fitted directly onto the casters. The stabilizers are attached directly to the legs of the ladder frames. The rotation lock prevents any horizontal turning. Safe assembly can be assured on both sides too using the Advanced Guardrail System or AGS. The AGS is simply repositioned upwards before each ascent. This secures the next level. A further alternative is personal safety using PFPE. It must be ensured here that the attachment point is at least 1 meter above the standing surface of the user and that the clearance underneath the standing surface is at least 5.75 meters. Depending on the scaffolding model and assembly form, ballasting is necessary for structural strength reasons. With ballast weights from Layher, that's done easily, quickly and safely. The quantity and the positioning of the ballast is ascertained depending on the instructions for assembly and use. The Layher Uni-Wide P2 Rolling Tower. Compared to the UniStandard P2 Rolling Tower, it offers a working area of double the width, yet only needs its base widened when the working height is more than 8.6 meters. That means that up to that height, mobile beams or stabilizers can be dispensed with. The assembly is the same as for the UniStandard P2 Rolling Tower. Rolling towers from Layher. Assembly is as easy as ever, but now even safer. The new Layher Safety Structure P2. Economical, future-proof and conforming to legal requirements. Just typically Layher, your partner for safety in scaffolding construction. Layher, more possibilities.